I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Madam Secretary, would you like to do your honor first, or do you want to, we gotta go through these?
We got President and President,
Roll call.
Mr. Rosenberg, and I just want to keep going. Rosenberg,
President.
Andreas,
Here.
Stevens,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Weinstein, Kemp.
Why didn't you get both things?
You have a
Brown?
quorum.
Okay, consent agenda items, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
We have a second.
Sure.
Do we have any discussion?
Just a note that you spelled my name wrong.
I did.
On the last time.
Every other. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong.
Oh, I copy and paste a lot, so I'm sorry. I'll fix it for the last time.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to comments by the mayor. Thank you to Scott Rosenblum, and I would like to say personal thanks, Scott, for serving on the Alleman City Council. You know, we always, when we meet, and anytime you want to come up and voice your concerns, let us know. Come on up.
I'll do that.
Okay?
I was pondering my tenure here, and one of my first tasks, one of my first tasks was that young man sitting back there in the corner, find a new public works director. I think we did okay with that one, so probably one of my best hires in my lifetime, so if I have higher questions. Thanks to that, you guys have been good to work with. Bill, Lauren, you guys were kind of here when I started in Perry. You guys were here when Heather and I started coming up to this, so you guys kind of piqued my interest in this whole system, so thanks to you three, thanks to Scott, Mayor, Jim, Jerry. It's been fun.
Doesn't take much to get your interest, does it?
It does not take much. It was more of a curiosity than a desire to become a
That's
politician. It was just, I wonder what this is all about, so. You done it?
It's on your resume now.
Indeed it is.
Forever. Okay.
Thanks, it was nice working with
Thank you very much, Scott.
You will, appreciate it.
And take some cookies if you want.
I might take a couple.
Next item on the agenda is swearing in of Perry Stevens, Bill Stevens, Perry Smith, Bill Stevens, and Jenny House.
You guys want to stand and just read them all together. It's just as easy, and Bob can sign it, and.
I think we better do it by person.
Okay.
this person.
Yep. I think that's better.
That's yours.
There you go. Alright. I, Perry Smith, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties of the office of City Council in the City of Alleman, Polk County, Iowa, as now or hereafter required by law.
I, Bill Stevens, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States of America, Constitution of the State of Iowa, that I will faithfully and impartially be, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties of the office of City Council in the City of Alleman, Polk County, Iowa, as now and hereafter required by law.
I, Jenny Heller, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all of the duties of the office of City Council in the City of Alleman, Polk County, Iowa, as now or hereafter required by law.
Very good. Thank you. I'll sign those after the meeting.
Yeah.
After the meeting, I'll do more signs. Is that that? Okay. Public comment, reminder, citizens' opportunity to address the council on items. There's nobody here, so I don't know.
I don't have to read that.
Need to read that.
Watch this, my gosh.
next item is the action items, grievance file, the Polk County Sheriff's with Lieutenant Shane Greco's report. You have that in front of you. Motion to consider. Okay, estimate number 2 is presented by Beach and Kim, inroads for street improvement projects.
Yeah, but we're gonna get a motion in a second on that.
Do you need a motion on that, Sheriff?
Okay.
No, he's not here to give a report, so.
Okay.
Okay, so you want
Hey, it's better too.
motion?
On this, on the pay estimate,
Okay.
unless it's that Shane,
Yeah, it is Shane. Hey, buddy. Hello. Hi, everybody.
We can back up. Any good news by you?
Really not a lot going on up here. We got 84 calls for service last month. Really nothing out of the ordinary, nothing major, no major events or circumstances. So.
Did we see any accidents during the big snowstorm?
There's no accidents everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. Still seeing accidents.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't think any of the council have any
I'm
questions.
good.
I'm good.
Everybody's good. so
All righty.
we'll have to get it around.
Thank
Take care. Thanks, sir. Let's take a motion, a motion on, the inroads. Motion,
That just to pay the last 5,000.
let's get a motion and put it on the, can I get a
Yes.
motion? And then a second.
How much we owe them now?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna get it up on the table.
I'll make a
Motion,
motion.
let's get it on the table. I got a second?
I'll
Or
second
not?
it.
And then, discussion. Okay, discussion's on.
Where are we at with everything?
And where we at? They ever get that graded out? They ever get that drain fixed over in Kathy's?
That's
This is roads.
it's a completely different one.
This
So
is
that one
roads.
has not, I have not signed off on the stormwater stuff yet. That's why you only have the estimate for inroads. They were just the paving and, the seeding. And they had like a 2-page list I handed you guys with, my last report. They completed everything on that checklist. And so that has been signed off. There was a really quick turnaround. They did a great job. So,
I still think there's a low spot from the street past Barry Evans going north because it's holding water even worse than before we had the road done. I think they followed grade, they didn't string lines to carry trueness or anything. They just relayed over and they've got a belly in that road there.
And that's
So
what
Goes in the road itself.
it's holding. If you look down it, you can see from in front of the school road and then to his driveway. I'm gonna exaggerate it, but you can see the belly on that side of the road.
I
so
was there before.
But,
Yeah.
but that's why we hired them to fix that kind of stuff. They should fix that.
So while I agree with that, I do agree with your assessment. However, contractually, they filled their obligation. They were required to put 2 inches of asphalt back, mill out 2 inches and put 2 inches back. The inspector with V&K and myself, the inspector was on site all day and he had asked, hey, mill 1.25 inches off of that, raise it up. Hypothetically speaking, I can't attest to that because I didn't see them do that one exactly, but that's what we were told was done. Now, you can clearly see that the edge of the road, quite a bit higher. I'm assuming that's from plowing stuff off the road for so many years, it's kind of silted in. We can cut that down. We can address it that way. I can also call inroads back, but regardless, based on their contract, they fulfilled their duty. They put the 2 inches in there.
Once the weather clears up, I'll go get a couple of block and I'll string a line down through there, take pictures. No matter what, it's wrong. Whether they fulfilled their contract or not, it's wrong. It's holding water. It's a belly in the road.
I understand. I agree with you on that.
That's kind of bring up an interesting scenario here, because while they may have contractually performed, if it wasn't done properly, what good was that performance? You know, if there was an issue that was obvious and that it could be seen and supposedly addressed by the engineer,
Right,
but yet it's still wrong.
right.
And holds more than before.
Yeah, I can't attest to
I
before, during, you know, or
Yeah.
after, I don't know, but I saw it myself, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, good.
I reached out to the inspector, and I'm kind of waiting to hear back and see what all he's got written down and everything. But from what I have been told, since I didn't specifically see them do that one spot, is that I know for a fact that they only milled like an inch and a quarter, inch and a half out of that. They did the same with a couple other streets that we asked them to do. Because there was a couple other streets that had similar issues, and those have all been fixed. It's just this one singular spot. So,
They're done asphalting
correct.
for the year.
Okay, absolutely. There's
So we
nothing
really
we can
can't
do.
fix anything,
No,
and they still need to come back and address in front of
that's correct.
our houses.
Yep.
And, this might be a good time for them to, for us, you know, to let the winter happen and let everything settle. And then, you know, go back and they're gonna have to come to town to fix
Yeah, absolutely.
that. And so while
100%.
they are in that process of fixing that, they can come back and do any other ones that we happen to find.
Right.
It's hard to know about any of these,
Right.
you know, and their schedules, it's terrible to have to line those guys up at the end of the year, because you never know when the end of the year is gonna be.
And that's exactly why we've
The only spot.
that's exactly why we have
So if we can do
moved
that,
forward
I mean,
contacting the inspector and working on an action plan with inroads, because I've already reached out to Doug with
And
inroads.
are we
He's
gonna
aware.
hold money back or not? Is there any money to hold back?
I don't think legally we can.
Okay.
I just,
Well, and you know, that's all right. Just-
I mean, I guess that's a question for
They
Forrest
have
or
it-
the
we have it in
lawyer,
writing
but
that they're coming back to address in front of the 134.
yeah, they're coming back to fix a couple spots on 134th, because that's just a part of the asphalt lane. There's some spots where you're, you know,
Well, maybe we need to get that in writing, that address, that
There's a
we
maintenance
have
contract.
concerns, and, I'll get pictures, I'll get a string line and string it from his driveway to the street, and the belly's kind of towards the front, but it's,
We'll let it set for the winter, and yeah, we'll do that. I don't have a problem with that at all.
well, from what,
We just want to
I
document
mean,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
even in concrete construction, you know, they pour the concrete, and they're hoping that it's as smooth, but they always wind up going back and grinding it.
well, or settles and cracks around the pipe. I was out of Facebook the other day, the whole thing, a 12 by 12 area is dropped down,
Sure.
because,
I mean, I look at all these grinders, they run a grinder down there before they pass them anyway on
Yeah.
concrete, so asphalt's.
but we need it documented that that's a concern, send a letter to them, that's our concern, so it's not something that's just brought up in April or May, and,
Oh,
I can have Forrest, Forrest may have already reached out to them, because Forrest has been apprised of the situation. I've been working with the inspector, working on an
I'm
action
good
plan
with
with
that.
So
inroads,
we're
so
gonna go ahead and pay him the last part of the money then?
before we do, forgive me if I'm wrong, Sherry,
If
but
we're contractually
Once
obligated
this-
to do that.
once
If
this
not,
is done,
I
that
say-
starts the whole warranty process, or not the warranty,
Or it's a big company,
Maintain is
maybe
31
it's
days
just
the
in
project
good faith.
acceptance.
no, it's,
You have to file your claims within the 31 days.
okay. All right,
The front email explains the steps of what Logan needs to do.
Okay,
Well, there's also a concern of mine that is related to the company, but not this particular issue. When it comes to seeding and whatnot,
Yeah.
as late in the year as we did, there is a very good opportunity, especially since the winter came on in overnight, that if you had grass sprouting, that it's now dead. And maybe, you know, did it get down in time? Did it have time to germinate and root? And maybe it didn't.
so they did a two-part seed. So they drilled in dormant seed to start with. Then they laid the rest, after they did.
Right, but
So
to my
there
point,
is-
please allow me to finish.
Sorry.
My point is, if in the spring, come May, it looks like hell, what are we gonna do about it? What can we do about it?
I say
That's why we're
again,
here.
right now, send them a letter, tell them we had concerns, it was so late in the fall, we feel that it didn't, root and carry on, and that way it's just not, you know, in April again, that we're saying, oh, what are you gonna do? And then it's, the 30 days is out, you know, and all that, just send them letters and
You know,
get it,
you never know.
documented.
You might have, a snowplow.
Speak up,
Over and
sir.
skin the seed off for a little bit here and
But,
there.
well, I know, that's why I'm bringing this up. Do we have a plan to make sure that our residents' yards are put back minimum to where they were before this project?
I think,
So there's a couple things that factor into that. One being they could not proceed with their portion of the project until the stormwater portion of the project was done.
Oh, I understand that.
Which, you know, that doesn't really fall on them that they seeded late. So I can foresee them coming back with, not to say I will have to check with Forest. I know that there's a warranty. There's like a 2-year deal that starts with final payment. I'll have to check with Forest to make 100% certain that covers the seeding, because there was a last minute subcontractor that came in to do that. That wasn't actually Inroads, it was a subcontractor that Inroads hired. So I'll have to check with Forest to make sure that is 100% covered. But I can tell you that I can probably foresee that if we did have something, and we do call them, that they're probably gonna say, the late fall seeding, that's not our fault, that was the time frame we were given, and our contract said completion by November 30th.
Yes, however, if, big 4-foot tall, 250-pound if standing in the road, if they put down the seed regardless of the weather and the soil conditions just to complete the contract, that seems irresponsible.
That's why they did dormant seeding as well.
But
That was a
so-
requirement from the engineer.
Right, but dormant seeding, it has to be certain conditions, sub temperature ranges
Drill in.
and whatnot. So all I'm saying is, there is a potential here. I want that to be noted somehow.
Yep.
And,
Send a letter to them.
I'll reach out to Forest and I will make sure that I'll confirm that there's a warranty through that subcontractor. Not just Inroads, but through that subcontractor. And I'll see what the contingency plan is based on that and what his thoughts are.
okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not picking fights here.
No, I understand your concerns wholeheartedly.
Our job is to protect the citizens.
Yeah.
That's why
But
we're
you
here.
know, grass seed anyway, your own personal use, it ain't gonna come back 100% putting it down anyway. You have to do a couple, 3 times anyway. I mean, you're not gonna get 100% back grown the very first time you throw it down anyway.
Right,
You know, so,
that's understood.
I mean, you're gonna have to be reseeding a couple times anyway if you're gonna bring it back the way it was before.
Yeah, so I had
Do
every
it on one shot.
intention of throwing more seed down regardless. I was trying
And
not
then
to
the
like,
city may have to throw some down,
yeah.
you know.
Well, that-
Trying not
Well,
to
that's
say
what's
that we're
gonna
going
have
to
to
handle it, but
It plays
Well,
into
well,
it.
so, I mean, that's something we're gonna have to play out next year, ain't nothing we can worry about right
And they're
now.
gonna regrade again next year? I
no.
didn't take a picture of it, but I should have. You know where John's driveway is? Where they put that drain right against the driveway. We talked about having them move away 8 foot.
Part of the reason I haven't signed off on
I
there.
want that.
That's why we
I'm
don't
not
have
sign
that
off on
case.
that. I will not agree to that.
There's a couple things still that
And
needs some
then
work on
that
that
drain by the church there, the water runs away from the drain. You got the drain too high.
side.
We got other spots like that too.
I took a picture of that and sent that off to Forrest as well.
I will not agree with that.
I don't want to get too much into it, but there's a few issues that are being discussed right now, so.
All right.
Working towards a solution.
Stay on top of them, that's all I ask.
Yeah, and send letters so we have documentation. That's the best thing you can do, or emails. Emails is a letter they have to acknowledge and it's there and
So
it's a good
everything
thing
goes through
that,
Forrest.
keep them on that.
Everything goes through Forrest.
That ain't me, but go ahead.
All right, we've got a motion, we've got a second, we've got a discussion, all in favor? Roll call, I guess it is.
Andres,
If we're contracted to pay them,
Yeah.
yep.
Heller.
I get to vote.
Yes, you have to vote now.
Your first vote.
I'm in the corner and I have to. I did.
Okay, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Slaney? No? Okay. This isn't the runoff, this is the road.
Just a road, right?
That's all.
Well, they need to fix that, they need to fix that.
Okay, 4-1.
Okay. 4-1.
Everybody has-
Everybody has a copy of?
No,
No. Okay. The 2026, you want to give them a copy or?
After you're discussing it, we need a copy.
Yeah, that's what a big piece of paper.
you can make a
We'll
copy.
make a copy of that for everybody.
Not the full size sheet.
Will it go through like this?
No, put it sideways and, right,
Will it go through like this?
I'm not sure, just see.
About to find out.
Yeah. Okay, everybody got them? Those are the ones that I've picked for 2026. 2027, they'll be shifted again. So with that, move on to the next item on the agenda is discussion and consideration of a resolution setting the days and times for the city council meetings. Do I?
No.
We're just gonna have discussion.
That should be in our work session, shouldn't it? Discussion on something like that?
But we're not gonna have a work session next week, that's the only item we have.
Okay.
And we're not gonna vote on it, it'll be voted on next week. Yeah,
So what times are we considering? I mean, what is?
if we don't
what
have to
is the-
change anything, we can't change, we don't have to change. Up to you guys.
I'm fine with it the way it is.
Yep.
It's been that way for 30 years.
Yeah.
Anybody
I'm
else?
the same way, or start at 6, it don't make a difference. I mean, I like Mondays.
That's hard for me many days during the summer
Summertime.
because we are
Working.
very busy.
I mean, I can keep it the same way too.
I actually strongly voice my opinion that it needs to change to Tuesdays.
Why is
Some
that?
of, because Mondays are full of all kinds of events. Mondays are always, nobody does anything on Tuesdays. Nobody goes out to dinners, nobody does things on
I
Tuesdays.
disagree on Tuesdays, my school schedule is terrible on Tuesdays.
We can't, you gotta double up on meetings with the school board. There's, Mondays are just busy.
Are the school board ones at the same time as our meetings?
They're at
They're
6.
6.
They're at 6.
And usually they're done by 7. They try to make them an hour because all they do is they have the agenda and and then they might have a guest speaker, and they just go right through the deal. They're pretty, proficient
They've already
at-
talked about it.
yeah, exactly.
Before.
Yep, so it's about making a vote, and
And theirs is once a month,
yes.
so we could always start a little late on that Monday, if you guys gotta go to.
Same Monday, it's tonight.
Huh?
It's tonight.
And usually you get in there, and the end of it is, they do a lot of the important stuff, that they'll have contractors come in and speak about where they at with the project or something like that. Or the groundskeeper, they're towards the end of the agenda, so, you know, it's not as critical information.
It's next Monday, it's not tonight.
And they do change it so.
So is it the third Monday of every month then?
It,
I think it was the second Monday, just like us. I don't know why.
they change it up sometimes, and they might move it a day. When we were going,
Yeah,
really,
I'm on the email chain, and every now and then I'll get it updated. They'll change the time, or they'll change the date, or something like that, so. Which I'm happy to be off of that email chain, whoever ends up getting to be that person.
Well,
Or people.
so you're, kind of keep it the same. Very
Keep it the same.
And, Bill, you're, where you at, buddy?
Keep it the same.
Okay. And Jenny? So that's where everybody feels.
I won't attend half of them then.
I don't attend half of them now.
I couldn't have run for office if I thought it'd be every Tuesday.
And, you know, we always, I wanna say that we will really utilize, Zoom, I guess, by phone, when you can't make it. That is utilized tremendous amount of times in the Ankeny City Council. They, usually only 2 or 3 people there at any one time, because everybody's got other stuff, you know, and so, and they do their votes, they participate, they get all the information that the person sitting at the table gets, and, so, that's not a problem at all, not a problem at all, so. And, you know, I utilize it, but we've gotta get better at it, because,
I think there's some, just some advice, I guess, that technology could be better, to utilize it better, because you're the one that uses it the most when you're gone. We can't hear you part of the time, you can't hear us
I
part of the
can't
time.
hear
so
you guys.
it is
Yeah,
very,
And there's gotta be a better way
hard.
to do this, and I've asked over and
Sorry.
over about this owl thing, I know I got it in my brain, but you put it there, you said the owl would be great, you
Yeah.
know, and, I would like to see that, get that going. So
Yeah.
that-
is that what Story uses when they have their, meetings? And,
Yeah, I mean, it's not it's not the best thing. It sits in the middle of the room, and you can hear it. Yes, people have to speak up, but you can hear it. The nice thing about an owl is it recognizes who's talking, and it'll go,
now, is
it'll
that,
move around a little bit.
is that hooked up to your computer and you can sit there and see everybody? Cause I see them guys doing that all the time, and they,
Is it a hardwired or like a?
It is hardwired to the computer.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of times, guys, that you need the decorum is really important. It's motion, second, discussion, and then each person, you know, talks. But it's not 2, 3 going every which direction, and then it just, I don't think an owl would even work with that.
well, and then when you
So, gotta be
discuss,
careful.
you discuss an item, you need to include that person that's on there for their comment. Scott, do you have any comment on
Yeah, we'll go
this?
around the room.
And then you can say no, or say your comment, because you don't want to interrupt, because you can't see what people are actually doing, and then it's hard. So we need to include them in by asking them their comment as we go down the agenda.
I think that's the thing on any online forum, regardless of what contraption that you use, if people are talking at the same time. Ones in here can hear it, but the one online, you can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you're right, I know.
And then you might miss something, and you can notate, what Scott said, and then when you're asked, you can say, I didn't catch Scott's comment, could you please repeat that, so I'm not asking a question or.
So I will, with your blessing, ask our technical genius over there. Right there.
How I fell into this,
No,
but
way
sure.
more than I do. We're gonna have him shop and put together that, and, you know, maybe if you have to ask Rosenblum for a little advice.
We'll be happy to have a spare sometime, just when you wanna mess around with it.
That would be sweet. I would love to do
Or
that.
call me, or we'll work something.
Yeah.
And
I
maybe
would love to
someday
do that.
we'll be able to use that TV.
I mean, I put you up there every time I put Jason up there when we had our.
Oh, did you?
And,
But my mouth was, you sound.
No, that's the thing is I had it hooked up to a secondary speaker that had a better microphone.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it came through the TV, you'd be trying to pick up microphones from the computer that's sitting over here. So
I'm lost. Anyway, so that's something that we settled. Is there anything else that, you know, I wouldn't like to ask a question, but you probably would break my leg. I'm not, don't know if I should.
Yeah,
But
Not a bad one.
just ask a question. A couple of years ago, I asked the question of Mark Holm, the mayor of Ankeny, if they would allow us to hook onto that sewer down there. He said, absolutely, unequivocally, no. Well, things changed. Different people are on council. And do you think that we ought to have that question answered? And I would ask that question, but just so.
Approach me again, why not?
So we know what, you know, what their official, I'm sorry, see, she's gonna hit me, I know
We are working with,
So you want us,
you wanna change everything up now that we have
it. I don't
this
wanna,
plan
I'm
going.
not changing anything, I just wanna, I don't want
You
somebody
want
that's.
to jump
you
forward,
let
but we're
Ankeny
trying to
your
work
one
a
way
plan.
is not gonna stop.
Okay, I didn't know, that's why I'm asking you guys, I don't want
We
to.
spent all this money on this, all
I
this
don't wanna
time.
do anything.
We spent how many, 6 years on this thing?
I
And
don't-
we're going
And you're gonna throw
forward
it
and you're gonna
throw it
stall
away.
us
Ain't
again.
no goddamn way.
No,
Okay, okay.
no.
I just asked the question, that's all I asked, okay?
I have one question
Just ask.
related to
Calm
this,
down.
and it doesn't mean that I'm suggesting anything. It's simply a question I don't quite understand. We get our water from Waterworks,
Right.
from Des Moines, right? Comes through,
Mhm.
geographically comes through Ankeny.
No,
Well, it comes-
Bondurant, and up through Bondurant and over.
okay. But how can they legally cut us off from the path of the wastewater? Just because of their geographic location.
They might not have big enough infrastructure either. That's the other issue they've got.
I was gonna say,
Throughout
so
Florida.
that's Ankeny City,
What's that?
Economic Development Director was at a meeting I was at, and he said all their growth was gonna go east, because they don't have capacity to make it.
Right,
Go north.
they're gonna go east.
There's the question that was answered right there.
Yeah.
So basically, if they do come up here, you're only gonna benefit the school, they don't
Yeah.
have capacity.
He answered the question. I didn't know that.
Why do we wanna do that? That just handicaps us.
It does. We need to proceed quietly and do.
We need to keep
Yes.
doing what we're doing.
Well, and I talked to Keith today about the easement, he doesn't have an easement down there, but he just said, I can't sell my land until we have a sewer, so. I think everyone here wants it.
Jim, can you expand on
Okay.
that just slightly? He doesn't, not even the temporary, or?
He said, if you guys can figure out how to make it in that utility, but he's not gonna give us
I have to have the temporary just to even get the survey. We can't legally be on his property.
right, he said he'll agree to that.
That's still a temporary.
Well, he's not gonna agree to an easement, he'll have an agreement that would allow.
But then, did he say anything about him taking care of it when he said if it was down?
Well, that's,
Since there's no easement?
so he won't be on his property, is what he said.
But we can't, there's there's absolutely no way that it can go in that utility easement. We
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be on his,
that
down to his property.
Yeah, I didn't
almost kills it.
get any more feelings there.
You need to get a map drawn up and everything so that you can
We have,
look at it and he
Pinpoint
can
it.
see it and then he can go yay or nay, sign off on it, and be done with it.
I sent him that.
We have,
I sent him that last summer.
yes.
If you have to send the
Bill,
same
you
thing
have-
with a different date on
Do you
it,
have like
get a
a
signature.
semi-good relationship with him still, or
Yeah, give me that thing again, I'll hand deliver it to him, talk to him about it.
maybe if there's some way we could
See
just
what he has to say.
say, just
I'll visit with him,
this is only just allowing us to go on there and survey
just to
it.
do it,
And
and then you have to maintain it.
it wouldn't take any usable ground whatsoever.
No, I don't like it because I don't feel like, as a resident of Alleman, I need to do upgrades to somebody's personal property. It's not gonna be guaranteed, it's not gonna be run over by the tractor and crushed.
It should be far enough underneath the ground, it shouldn't have an issue with it.
He didn't maintain what was down there now.
I do agree with that. That is,
That's field tile, not solid tile that we're gonna put in.
but you have to understand, if we don't have a
We just
permanent
have to write a
easement,
contract out.
he's responsible for maintaining that. We can't just go on there any time and maintain it. He'd be responsible. And if it's not being maintained currently, that came straight from Forest. That is a concern. So I agree with Sherry here. So, I mean, there's a lot of options.
There's a little more to work out than just putting the tile in.
There's a lot more.
Yeah,
It's just a slow process,
I
so.
think ultimately, this, the land be developed, they'll put in retainage ponds and the issue will resolve itself. It's just
But that's 4 or 5 years
getting
down the
there,
road.
yeah.
Or 10.
Okay.
Could be a lot sooner than that if
Could
it's
be.
sewer.
Yeah.
2030.
Well,
it's 10 years for William City Sewer.
didn't this all come about from the
Huh?
roads and water we had running off under the
Yeah, we had-
streets and?
We had damage to
Artesian
two
wells
roads
coming up
and
there,
right away,
road.
and those I have band-aided as best I can. They're not currently an issue, but, you know, that doesn't mean they won't be in the future again. So,
I'm gonna have to be digging the roof
What's
wall out
the-
of line.
What's the word from
Those tile.
Huxcom about the box down there on the corner? Is it still puking out water?
no, it's not, and, that'll have to be a comment for another session when I have more information.
Has your stuff up around anymore since that water's?
So, I'm not gonna answer, because this is not on the agenda. You guys need to remember that if it's not on the agenda, it doesn't get discussed in these meetings. There's rules.
Discuss it next week, so you cancel next week's meeting.
So, have a work session. I'm just my opinion, Bob, I'm just trying to look
I know,
out.
I'm just,
for the city.
I think we need a work session to iron some of these things out.
I'm not gonna, I'm on vacation this entire week. I'm not gonna have any of this information for you guys by Monday, so.
Can't be done now, so it's basically something that plan in spring.
Okay, any other things you wanna talk about? Motion to adjourn.
Oh, we got betterment, we got, Parks and Rec.
Kinda did all that in
We did that,
the.
we did that.
It's up here.
It's in the front.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Terry, for playing Central.
yeah, it's fun for me, especially because I have my grandkids.
Motion, second.
Yeah, but then they know who's Santa Claus is. Scram.